I wanted a totally different life. A steady paycheck, kids, a family.
Hi, Dennis. How are you doing? Nice to speak to you, sir.
I'm good. How are you, Howard?
I'm fantastic, especially after seeing the series. It's fantastic. I just devoured through all of the episodes. It's fantastic. I loved it to bits.
Thank you. Oh, boy, that's great. Tell your friends.
It's great. I mean, I loved it so much. I jumped straight onto...
Oh, you looked at the book? Oh, good.
And I got the book afterwards, yeah. And it's fantastic. I mean, there's a lot of things there, especially kind of the earlier period of Jimmy's life. I mean, he rubbed shoulders with the likes of Tom Cruise and things like that, but that takes a kind of a secondary place in the series. What was it specifically about the book or the story that kind of decided you wanted to make the series about it? Because it's more focused on the later life when he's in prison rather than kind of everything that he's been through beforehand.
Oh, yeah, no. The story was always presented to me as we want to tell the story of Jimmy Keene and Larry Hall. That was always brought to me. When it was brought to me, that's how it was brought to me. I'll be honest, I felt very early on, I felt like this was a clean mythological straight line. This is like a story we've been telling since the dawn of time. It's the guy who leaves his village to protect his village, goes out into the forest, down into a dark cave, fights a monster, comes back out, and he's a different guy. Yeah. And that's really the baseline of the story. And that's the story I thought, that's where I'm going to start. That's what I want to tell.
Absolutely. I mean, that was something I really appreciate about the series, is the fact that these two completely disparate characters share this common denominator, that they kind of objectify females, if you will, without giving too much away. And that was kind of what brought them together. But at the same time, it really kind of taught him a lesson at the same time. No, I imagine that was the spark that really kicked things off, no?
Yeah, it was. It was a way of looking. Look, we see so much of the damage that toxic masculinity is doing in this world right now. It's become a really, it's everywhere. And I wanted to say, well, what's the worst version of toxic masculinity? It's a serial killer who kills women. All right. But where do other men fall? I mean, I think we all know that, we're somewhere on the line, because of the way that, men just objectify women in a slightly different way than women objectify men. And it can be a slightly more dangerous and darker way. And so I wanted to look at that, because Jimmy is told very early on, if you're going to get this guy to confess, you have to find common ground. So what's the common ground between this popular, handsome, ex-football, high school football player, and this lumpy, dumpy, extremely lonely, potentially deranged serial killer? What's the common ground? And I looked at it through their maleness.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And someone that we can't not talk about is obviously Ray Liotta. I understand that you actually wrote this role for him, and what a magnificent one of his final roles that we get to see him, because it's fantastic.
Thank you. And he was so proud of his work, and he was so happy. He was so happy with the project, and it was a joy to watch him and Taryn, and then him and Robin, who played his wife. It was just a joy to watch. Ray never gave the same line reading, take by take by take. He always did something a little different. And so it was just absolute. I mean, I was like a kid with a bag of popcorn, just sitting watching him perform, and him and Taryn just had a terrific relationship that I think translates to the screen, because this is the heart of the story. This Jimmy Keene took this job only because he was worried that if he did his full 10 years in prison, his father would die in that time. Mm-hmm. So,
well, listen, we're sadly out of time. I could speak to you about this for hours, because it's a fantastic series. I wish you all the best with it. And I hope to speak to you again sometime soon.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
If you think you could be in danger, you are in danger.